All right, we might have a new top dog in town. Is Pepsi Ping Red Blue New Type the new best deck? What's up, everyone? It's Garrett with Talking Cards, and today I have two first combat winners with me. Daniel, Ben, how's it feel to be winners?
Feels pretty good. It was the first, right?
Yeah, you're the first. You were the last.
I was the last, but still, man, it feels right.
And to be totally upfront, we're talking about the 1v1 constructed format for this event, even though you did get a nice little top 16 and sealed as well. You said you learned to play the game in the demo and then did the sealed event to get the cards for the constructed event later, right?
Yeah. Set up the path, learn to play in the morning, sealed, get some cards, and then I think I had enough cards to play constructed. Right?
Maybe trade here and there for a few.
Yeah, that's why you ended up on red blue.
Yeah.
That's all.
It was out of necessity, right?
Yeah.
So speaking on the red blue thing, when I left, it wasn't red blue. I mean, when you left, it wasn't red blue.
I was on blue white for sure.
Yeah. So we were playing at Versus the week before Gen Con weekend, and you're like, I think I'd have to lose like 10 games to get off blue white. And I was playing red blue at the time because I was just fascinated with the deck, wanted to see, what else you can do with it.
Yeah.
Because we thought green white was pretty solid at that point.
100%.
Yeah.
And we played some games. I think we played like 4 into blue white. Blue white didn't have much fun that day.
No. It was like 1-3 maybe.
Yeah, and then
not too great.
And then we played some green white matchups, and green white didn't have much fun that day.
Also rough.
Yeah. So what between there still, because we talked during the week and you said you're still probably on blue white. So what happened to make you say Thursday? It's gonna be red blue Pepsi Ping, as you guys are calling it.
We'll see if that takes off. I think it started at the airport, Ben's favorite testing place.
Airport lounge testing. You walk in, you might have a drink or two.
Yeah.
You have nowhere else to go.
Yep.
You can just grind.
Especially if you're in the lounge.
Especially if you're in the lounge. I mean, there's just free drinks.
Yeah, and you got the little snacks you can do.
You're just kind of like in a nice chill spot where you can just vibe and play cards, what we all want to do.
It's like it was made for gamers, or at least the way we want to game.
Exactly.
Few snacks, some drinks
too.
It's a good training chamber.
Yeah.
Right.
Talk about training chamber. When we first discovered the airport training, we were stuck at the airport.
We got like Skynet, whatever the...
Yeah, when it went down for the day.
Yeah, it went down for the day. We were trying to play Lorcana.
Yeah, we were going to go to Lorcana, Texas Regionals, and...
We ended up in the airport for 12 hours, still then go on the flight. But we
felt
were
really good about my deck, though.
We were 5 cards off in the winning list.
Yeah, I felt really good about that deck, so...
Glad I wasn't stuck at the airport for 12 hours for that.
But in a few hours, you came to the conclusion that, red, blue, Pepsi Ping is it. Why? Like, what happened in that airport testing? Like,
so I didn't actually get to play that many games of red, blue.
Okay.
It was mostly Ben and Diego. But talking and just watching the games, I think that red, blue just had the most even score.
Okay.
Throughout the various decks that you could play, right? Like blue white, very open, mostly solved list, and about 50-50 I would think. Green white, you and Caleb set up that field very well to play, so I think that list was mostly solved as well, give or take a few choice cards going into whatever event. And then you have aggro decks that were kind of fringe, I think, right? So it wouldn't really pop off, but red blue probably not really played, and matchup undiscovered, I think.
Sure. And I think another interesting thing in like looking back at it, red blue won 3 out of the 4 constructed 1v1 events here. I think another reason for that too is like you gotta think who's playing at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Very few went to Gen Con just to play Gundam, and if they did, it's like, well, they probably didn't get into all 4 of these events either.
Yep.
So it's all spread out, and someone could just be going there to play. They got into one event and they're playing their favorite Xeon deck. Like, that's definitely the type of thing you get at Gen Con, you know, because you're there. If I was there, I don't play One Piece competitively anymore, but if I had a One Piece deck or someone could hand me one, I'm playing. Because why wouldn't I? I'm
Exactly.
there. Like, that happens a lot, especially at Gen Con. So I think you're going to just see random variants of any kind of deck, right?
Yeah, that's what I expected to.
Yeah.
But since I was day one, my matchup spread was very wild. Didn't think it could be that way. But like I said, earlier, I think you and Caleb set up that path for green-white because 5 out of my 6 rounds were all green-white.
And they were the first 5.
They were the first 5. And so 5-0 green-white and then red-green.
Yeah, so you
After that.
you learned that matchup pretty fast.
I went pretty fast, especially playing with you guys.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, that's crazy. Like your first 5 were green white. Like you didn't play one blue white. When like
Not at all.
as someone who's been playing Eagle Nest events or at least watching them the whole time, it's like for months of this beta format, we have seen nothing but blue white. Then we get our first constructed events with Eagle Nest and Eggman, and it's like all blue white and then one green white at the top.
Yep.
And now since that, it's like, oh, Gen Con on Thursday, let's see 5 straight green whites.
Yeah, I actually think like if just walking around the room that day, almost I would say about half of the players were on green white.
Yeah, like, see, that's wild. Like, going into Gen Con, I would have thought that, like, blue-white is going to be the predominant deck still. Just because of everything that I know from following the game this far. It's like blue-white has been the most popular deck in every event so far. So I would think that that would be the deck that people are trying to buy singles for, trying to buy product for, and trying to build off the bat because it had the most history. Like, it feels like a safe bet if I'm buying singles.
That's fair, but do you think that is as fun as green white? You know, you get to play a creature that's like a dark hole, right? And
Yeah.
I think a lot of players like the wing wing.
Oh, for sure.
Wing art.
Popular
I
series.
have no idea. Never seen it. Can't comment on it at all. But I feel like people just like wing. That's what everyone was talking about. I want to play my wing deck. I'm like, that's really cool. No idea what that means.
Wing was the Toonami Gundam.
Wing
Right.
was America's first.
Yeah, and it was on Toonami,
So
and
that's
that's
why.
like how most people, I feel like, got their introduction.
A lot of, I think, the
In America.
American fans for sure have that like nostalgia for Wing. So I understand the popularity for sure. Doesn't surprise me that it was the most played, but also you guys set it up to be the most played.
Yeah.
I think.
So I guess then, pivoting from your run, Daniel, to Ben, why was it still the right choice on Sunday then?
I think for me, so like I told you, I was like, I'll play Dan like a best of 5, and I'll play whatever wins, right? And I played red blue into green white. He beat me 4 wins to my 1 win, and so that was my decision point. I told Dan, I told Dan, and I told you if I got it, and I waitlisted for Thursday, didn't get in. If I did get in, I would have played red blue because I thought I would just play nothing but mirrors, and I would have been right. So I think just red blue was better positioned for the weekend. I think that I would have been bored playing mirrors all weekend.
Sure.
Again, especially grindy ones. I don't think as many players probably have as many games as us, honestly, in Gundam. It's based on how much we play test or just sim. So a lot of the games would have went to time. I would have been less interested, more likely to make more mistakes. So I wanted to play a deck that was somewhat faster, would always finish within time. So I think that's what mostly pushed me towards red blue.
Sure, and I think that's all a good point because, like, I think our least played deck in our testing, outside of for the purposes of testing, like to jam games into it, is blue-white.
Yeah.
Because we don't have that much fun with it. Like,
It's pretty boring. It's a great deck, I think, because we both assume it's pretty solved.
Yeah.
But it's probably out of 50 cards, it's probably like 45-ish, 46. And then it's just fringe what you're doing. Are we going to play Unforeseen? Are we not going to play Unforeseen?
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's those.
are you playing some pingers in
Exactly, right? Are you playing Auction or not, right? Like, and
Unicorn or Freedom at the
The play
Right.
rates are mostly the same.
yeah, exactly. It's very like it's very straightforward, but it is a hard deck to pilot, a hard deck to master.
For sure.
Right away, right? So you look at like
lots of
and
lines too.
lots of lines, but it's just not as like fun to how I want to play the game.
Yeah.
So I think that's just kind of why I ended up on red blue. But my path was completely different than yours.
And talk about your path real quick.
Yeah, so I played against more diverse 2 red blue, 2 red green, and then my 5th and 6th round were 2 blue white. So like probably a little bit more what I anticipated, that the later rounds would be blue white or more the control decks. I didn't anticipate to play as many red blue mirrors. I did play 2.
But at this point, we had 2 already win, right?
Yeah,
Hayden won. and
Hayden
then
won,
Dan.
Daniel won. So it's not as surprising.
Yeah.
But I also don't know if people were able to get the cards to play in
Yeah.
play it by then. How many players got to play in multiple events? How many players had multiple decks
Sure.
to change from? They're the things I think about.
Yeah. And I think that's interesting because it's like you said and I said it before. When you're at Gen Con, you just don't know who was able to get into what events or what. Like, you could be the biggest Gundam sweat and not get into any of the constructed events.
Yeah.
But you could have went 4 for 4 on sealed. Like,
Literally.
Yep.
I mean, you just don't know what the lottery system's going to deliver for you. So I do think that factors in a little, but to see such consistency as we saw with 3 out of the 4 being red blue, I think it does say something. which brings me to my next question. Is it the best deck in the meta? What do you guys think?
I
Daniel?
don't think so.
You don't think
For
so?
sure. No, I don't think so. I think it was the best deck that weekend.
Yeah.
Like, I think so, right?
Yeah, I mean, the data technically shows us it was the best deck for the weekend. Do I think it's the best deck in the format? Probably not. But I also don't know what the format is, because it feels like it's just a circle or a triangle, however you want to take it. Whatever deck wins one event and becomes the most popular, then a new deck will win. Maybe it was like blue white and then green white won when you won the beta event, and then more people started playing it. You and Caleb did well, so then red blue had a time to shine. Now more players will play red blue, so maybe blue white or another type of aggro deck will come up, supersede it, right?
That's why you saw more into your day.
Correct,
the last
right? That's a great example, great reason why.
And I think it's interesting too, because it's also like Caleb's green white, we were saying, probably has the better matchup into blue white, where we're probably more like, if everything's equal, more on the 50-50 turn.
40, I would say we're slightly not favored, honestly. Like we're 45-55 still fringe, but he's like 55-45, for example, or like 60.
Right. I think he plays more cards that lean into that matchup, where we're like, well, maybe we can just skill gap because we have blockers and we can take different lines of play and have more lines of play instead of just like, I'm going to smash this wing down.
Yes. And then we're going to hopefully go into an open field, best of one, no idea of what we're playing against.
And that's what I was getting to, is that like, I think it's interesting that if you can guess appropriately what the meta is going to be in the room, you can say, oh, Caleb's build's better for this day with green white. Or you could say, oh no, we need all these blockers. And navigating that, I think, is what makes a game like Gundam fun. It's because it's a deck building game.
Yep.
I think that's why we were talking about here, blue-white doesn't excite us, because it feels solved.
Yeah, and the decisions for the last couple cards of deck are, I don't even know if they're better or not than just playing like other cards. They're not more fun. And I think fun is why I like the game.
Like, you could convince me, like, 3 overflowing, 4 show, or 4/4 even is right, and we could build, like, the most boring blue-white list, and it could be right, is my point. Like, not even really text, just smash 4 freedom in there, too.
Yeah, like...
And just play consistent game, and you might just...
Like, playing Banniger, no unicorn. Okay, that seems weird, but that probably just makes sense. So how are you gonna... Yeah, like, how are you gonna kill freedom?
Or you can't rest my ales, too, if I Banniger it, like...
No.
Really untouchable.
Yeah.
But then unicorn does better into a non-unicorn list.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Because it can do the rest and all that. So,
Exactly.
So what do you think then, if you had to say, would be it's still the top deck in the meta?
So as much as we were just not saying blue-white's the, like, best deck, I do think blue-white is probably the most favored deck into the meta still, right? It has a lot of safety to be able to play against, right? You can maybe take a play that wasn't as optimal and not get too punished for it, because
You can mess
safety
up
is built in.
and still win.
It's because of those beefy blocker stats, right? You just have that ability to play safely.
Yeah.
That's it.
And you just have the best in game because you can have the most cards. Like,
that's
you
true.
get to play 4 show and blockers, and nothing else can do that.
You get 4 show, you get to search your whole deck with up to 4 overflowing.
Yeah.
You get to play white, which means you get to play 4 Zawart.
Yeah.
You get to play Ulfra. It's like
you get to your end game.
like your path of your curve is insane. Is like I agree. Like the word safety, I think, is how blue white feels. It's a very safe deck where you feel like going into an undefined room that you will have at worst like a 50-50 matchup essentially into anything that you see.
Like, if I just need to make day 2 and there's a day 2 cut, top 16, blue white feels pretty good, right?
Yeah, exactly. As much as I think I can play red blue into blue white and probably have a greater than 50% win rate, it still feels somewhat sketch to me.
Yeah.
Because it requires me to always play better and not make a mistake, and then my opponent to also make somewhat of a mistake probably.
Yeah, because what you're doing with red-blue is you're putting your opponent in, like, you're changing their decision trees, is what happens. Because of the ping damage and everything, it's like, well, how much more do they have in their hand? And do they play Battle of Aces? Do they not play Battle of Aces? Like, you're making them make decisions based on what you could do and what you presented on the board state. And you're constantly changing it. It's not like we're green-white where it's like, well, he could drop wing or he couldn't drop wing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about, he could play the vanilla, attach Merida, could do this, could play Battle of Aces. Like, you just have so much that you can do at any time that feels like, oh man, I'm trying to play around too much. Like,
exactly.
and like, you can get lost in that.
You get lost in the sauce, man. I feel like there's just so many lines with red blue that if you're the opponent, you're like, they could just have this card. They have blue. You're like, it's Gundam, so your opponent has like a 4 or 5 card hand at all times. Like, it's pretty low. And they're like, oh man, they could have one of these 8 cards. And I'm like, that's crazy. I probably don't have it, but, but you have to play around it.
Especially because your turn starts at turn 1, right? Where other decks, you're like, oh, they're passing till turn 3.
Yeah, green white has no plays until they either have Zora or they don't have Zora, and if they're going for it first, I can't even say player draw in this game.
Yeah. Right.
If they're going first, they have to have Zora. They usually skip Lefrith to ramp.
Yeah.
So you literally have a free turn of attacks times 3.
And depending on your hand, I don't think it's always right to ramp.
I agree.
I think sometimes the Liverith is better, especially if you have an overflowing and you can do both in one turn even. That feels good. And then even if you have the resource, I've seen people put like a duo on a Liverith, and then that thing's like being able to trade 2 for 1 because it's so big.
It can't be tapped by Amuro.
Yeah. It can't be tapped by Amuro either, and you can trade like more favorably. So like, I don't know. There's like, that's what I'm saying when I think green white has a lot of like unconventional lines. Once you start like just saying like maybe slamming wing on 8 isn't the best thing I can do, because there are ways to play around it. Like we were breaking it down before. 11 4 health
creatures
bodies
is a red blue
and red blue list. You know what I mean? As opposed to how it was when 4-1 he played the 3/3 Gundo. So that's already 2 less right there.
Yep.
And then since you guys added a 3rd on top of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting. I do think the meta, in my opinion, would still be, I'd say blue-white. It feels the best into whatever I don't know could be happening to me. You always have game. Like, you always have game into anything. Like, just because you see so many cards. Like, and you have the best keyword in blocker. Like, you get to set up your trades. And as I was saying earlier to you guys, like, blocker can be pseudo rush. Because if I trade with something before I even got back to my turn, it did a trade positively before I came back. Like, that's a rusher essentially. So it's just crazy when you start to break down how good blocker is, and if you can ever set up 2 for 1s. And to your point, that's where red blue comes in. Like the ping damage, all that stuff, battle of aces, which is a card I want to talk to and why I brought it up now. I know I was playing it the week before against you at Versus, and it came up a bunch. How much did Battle of Aces come up for you guys? Like, was it pivotal?
For me, I think it did a lot that weekend, especially because I think if people were familiar with the red bluest, they weren't playing it because they were probably seeing 4's list. Or some other lower to the ground, more units.
Close combat.
Or close combat, right? But that 1 extra damage, the 3, sometimes it works out. I remember in one of my matches, I was able to do the 3 attack Gundam into a 6 health body, and then swung the rest at shield, passed. They went, did their play, then took a swing, and then I used Battle of Aces. Huge moment in that game.
And it still has burst.
Also
damage.
Also
close combat burst.
It's good close combat burst, which is a better action / main for us, which is why I think it's a better card.
Did it come up for you?
Oh, absolutely not. Never came up once, never drew it, never bursted it. But I still think it was correct. I actually think he had the better path for it. I think that card gives you the advantage in green-white. I think it allows you, if they think they're winning because they just went like starter deck wing with hero attack a 4 health unit, the thing just has 3 health. I think it's like, oh, I'm goaded now. I have Battle of Aces. I'm gonna sit on my board up pass with 2.
You can't ping me enough.
You can't ping me, right? Like you can't ping me. You're safe. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm gonna let you make your play. Leave 2 open. You're probably gonna forget that's there because you just think I'm tapped out because I have 2 cards in hand. And then you're gonna make it probably improper trade. I'm gonna get a free thing and play it on your turn, not my turn, and then you've already spent your resources in a specific way.
No, I mean, I love the card. I'm a big fan of it. I just think it's interesting even what people can choose to play. Like, if you look at Hayden's list, he played more 1-drops, more low to the ground, and he played Corsica base. Corsica base.
Generates tokens, more bodies.
The tall geese token, right?
Tall geese token,
Or 2 1/1s if it's
2 1/1s if it's there.
Okay. So, what do you think about that card?
I think it has its merits. I think it probably did well because he also saw something similar to what I saw, like more green whites or maybe blue whites, right? I think if he saw the matchups that Ben saw, where we saw more red
variety,
and variety, maybe doesn't do too well.
Because in the mirror, I wouldn't want those low health bodies as much, personally.
It's super easy to remove.
So yes and no, right? I don't know if I'm a fan of Corsica. I've never tested it, so I can't comment. Everything's just like my paper and theory crafting. But I don't want to pay 3 for a level 3 base. It's heavy in hand, so I don't know if I'd ever fit my curve in our list, right? Maybe hit this a little bit more lower to the ground.
I mean, because in reality, I would be playing the one that pinks. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The red base that deals 1.
Yeah, it puts 1 on attack, but it costs 2.
Yeah,
that's why I don't.
Yeah.
That's why
I think that's the problem I have with Corsica. It costs 3. It feels really heavy. You get a great payoff for it. And I sometimes, honestly, would almost prefer 2 1/1s, like the second time you cast it.
For sure.
More than the one creature, because outside of red-blue, not many decks can deal with multiple things at one time. And if that comes out of life and it's the second time Hayden has seen Corsica...
Yep.
That's huge because they also doesn't work on their turn, I guess. So you have to actually pay it for 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I have to play that card to see if it's good.
Yeah.
But Hayden did have a lot of success with it, right?
Yeah.
So there's definitely merit, definite room to test.
But I think that's what's interesting about the game is just you can do different things and still get to the same path sometimes. It's such a deck building game, and that's the fun of where we're at in Gundam right now. We have a hard time saying what's best. We just took the safest pick because it's blue-white, right?
Yeah.
And I just think that's an interesting place for the game to be, and I really can't wait to see where it goes from here. I mean, we got regionals next month in September. And then we have new type challenges coming locally.
Yeah, I think signups either for stores or players go live soonish.
This week? End of the week or next week, Monday or Tuesday?
Week, I think. They either go live soon.
Yeah.
So just download check your TCG Plus app for all your local stores and follow the Gundam Bandai socials for more information probably.
And that's probably where we'll start to see the meta change again.
Yeah.
Where we'll get more information.
You get more data, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if those are going to be 32 or 64 mans or something. It'll be similar to the close combat, the first combat events we played.
Yeah, and I don't know, how many there are. I don't know if it's like a store regional in One Piece where there's only 3 or 4 in a state sometimes, or if it's going to be
every single local house.
Yeah. So then it's that might be a 16-person tournament because that's all that store can handle.
Exactly.
So it'll be interesting, I think, to see the meta shift from that and where we go heading into that regional.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's it for today, guys. I want to thank Daniel, Ben, for being here again, and definitely check these guys out. Winners for First Combat. It's such a cool thing. Such a cool thing to see your friends win. And even though I couldn't be at Gen Con, I loved seeing your guys' success and was jealous because I wasn't there and it looked so much fun. But, super good job and congrats, guys.
Super mad of you.
Thanks, man. Wish you were there. It's okay. It was great to finally get to play.
We'll cheer you on for September.
Yeah. We'll all be there in Dallas for the regional.
But you'll be the only one playing.
I'll be the only one playing. These guys have to judge. They're judges first, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. And thanks, guys.